Remember, you said through good times and bad times, through sickness and in health, to death do us part, you're going to honor and respect him. You have a responsibility to respect him at all times, even when he fails you. God bless.
The women that do respect men, unfortunately, y'all get called pick-me's. But the good thing about y'all is that most of y'all are already picked. Let's say that to all those pass-me's out there that men just passing by because of their stink attitude.
31. I don't have any kids. I got a credit score of 803 exact. Recently pulled. I have 2 paid off cars. I'm about to close on my first house this year in May. I'm not toxic at all. I got a big booty. I'm releasing an app on iOS and Android. I work hard as fuck. I'm not clingy, but I'll always make sure my partner feels appreciated. Okay, so I don't cook, but I can learn. And it's not like I don't know how to cook, but I just don't cook as much as I should. I'm probably not as feminine as the average feminine female, but I wear heels, I dress up. I just feel like I have a very dominant personality. I'm 5'8" in my head, but 5'4" on paper. I've never actually lived with a partner before. I'm just trying to figure out, how am I not married with 5 kids running around? Like, what the fudge am I doing wrong? Most people say, oh, I don't give people a chance. Yes, I do. I have boundaries though. And I don't let people fuck me over. I'm gonna say more than 3 times because I give chances. I even give you a second chance. But it's so easy for me to just walk the fuck out once you start playing with me. But I still don't understand how I'm still single.
Hey, yo, can somebody please teach these women how to be feminine? They truly sound like men looking for women. How can you sit here and talk about you're a woman 5'4" or 5'8" in your head? You sound like you have one of the biggest egos out there. On top of that, you said you're not feminine. Another thing, you don't cook. You don't cook enough, as you said. You know what men value. So if you knew that, then maybe you should learn those wife skills first before you talking about you want to be a wife. Because it makes no sense. No one's trying to train you on a job. We want you to come in with the skill beforehand. You can learn to now cater to your man on what the man may expect from you, but the natural things should already be there. Cooking and cleaning, put aside that ego. You talking about how much you make or your credit score? No one cares about that, man. Good luck in your manhood.
Tell my husband all the time that if a man approaches me while I'm out by myself and asks me for my phone number, I'm going to give him my phone number. And I'm going to give him my phone number not because I want him, but because I want to make it back home to my husband and my children safely. Some men cannot take rejection.
Serious question. What would you do if the guy that you were seeing made a female friend dinner at his place, like an elaborate dinner? I'm dying. Okay, so this is what he made his female friend. This is a cheese board. I have no idea what this is, but he made that. Some pasta. The pasta looks amazing. This.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Looks absolutely amazing, not gonna lie. And he even plated it. He plated it. He was like, oh, I made something, and sent me all these pictures, and I was just wowed. I'm like, oh my gosh, this looks beautiful. Oh, but then naturally I'm like, oh, like, were you on a date? And that's completely fine. Like, you're not my man, you know, we're not together, we're just talking. So if he was, which clearly, like, this is a date, but that's completely fine. You know, we're not together. This guy was like, oh, no, I just cook like this for, you know, my friends all the time. You know, whether it's men or women, I made it for my friend, and he named off some woman's name. I don't want to be talking to someone or dating someone who feels like they need to spend one-on-one time with someone in a very intimate way. This is like extremely intimate. It's almost performing for someone. So yeah, I just wouldn't want my potential someone or my boyfriend or my husband doing something like all of this for another woman. Went on talking about like, oh, that we're not together, but like, I would want my person to trust me and this and that. But it doesn't come down to trust. It goes down to him not knowing boundaries. Because it's if you're doing stuff like this, what else are you doing for your female friends? To me, that's just red flags all over the place, and it just shows that there's a lack of boundaries. So I just ended up messaging him back, just letting him know that that's not something that I'm personally okay with, and there's plenty of women out there who would be okay with it, but I'm just not one of them. Here's the thing, everyone is different. There's gonna be women out there who are like, that's completely fine. I feel secure in myself. I feel confident about my man, and I trust him in this and that. That's completely fine. And again, it's not about trust for me. It's just boundaries. I want there to be very, very clear boundaries if I'm talking to someone, and I want them to know like what's appropriate and what isn't appropriate. What do you guys think?
Now, here's a real tricky one. I'm not a chef, so I don't know what it's like to put together a nice plate it right, and have a whole presentation for a woman. But I know if I were to do something like that, or even if I were to try to do something like that, I'm trying to get the cheeks. I don't know. But maybe that man is a chef, or he wants to be a chef. So he legit does that for his male friends and for his female friends. Now, that being said, I'm also not, as a married man, gonna have female friends around me anyway in my house alone. Like, that's just not gonna happen. So I don't know. I'm out of that world, but I would say this though. You have the right to do whatever you want, and if you feel like, you're dealing with a man that's crossing certain boundaries, fine. But just know that food looks mad good, and you may be missing out on full course meals every night for the rest of your life because you have an issue with female friends being fed. But okay.
Do you ladies feel like women are seriously ready for emotionally intelligent men?
Okay, let's talk about what emotional intelligence comes with before we even get into this conversation, okay? We're talking about you wanting a man who is tolerant, who regulates his emotions, who also knows how to manage your emotions. But you're also talking about a man who knows how to navigate his sensitivities and everything else when it comes to that. But you have to consider that an emotionally intelligent man is good at cutting people off when he sees that your sensitivities bring too much reactivity. When he sees that you cannot regulate your emotions. When he sees that you have a low tolerance. This type of man that you are asking for is a man who will walk you out the door in a heartbeat. If he feels like you are disrupting his peace. If he feels like there's any level of disrespect, because there's a lot that comes with emotional intelligence. So if you asking for that, you got to come with the same level of emotional intelligence as well. Okay? That comes with a number of factors. So if you are a woman who knows that even though you may be sensitive to certain things like criticism, rejection, because you're not always going to be accepted. Sometimes he's going to bounce back, and sometimes he's going to say, I don't agree with your opinion. Sometimes he's going to say, I don't like those thoughts. Sometimes he's going to say, I don't like the way you speak to me. If you're not ready for that, don't be asking for an intelligent man.
Game. Blouses.
Wife, listen to me. I know that sometimes your husband is going to fail you, upset you, do something that is ridiculous sometimes, right? You have a right to be mad. You have a right to be angry. But what you don't have a right to do is disrespect him. Understand this, that this mouth of yours is either building your husband or you're destroying him. The question is what are you going to do? In the midst of troubles, remember, you said through good times and bad times, through sickness and in health, to death do us part, you're going to honor and respect him. You have a responsibility to respect him at all times, even when he fails you. God bless.
So there's one thing I learned in the world, growing up and becoming the man that I am. The biggest thing that I demand from women and from people alike is respect. You don't really gotta be all in love with me. You ain't gotta be enamored with me. You ain't gotta be like, yo, this is the man of my dreams, and oh my God, this is it right here. That's fine for me. If you give me respect, that's the one thing that can get you very far with me. And I know the fact that I feel that way, there's a lot of other men that feel that way. Have a talk with men that's on their purpose. Have a talk with men that don't simp and feel like everything is all about catering to a woman and I need to be in love and show this kind of love. Listen, all of those men would tell you the same thing. The hell with love. Respect me. You respect me, and that'll get you far. The problem is who taught women how to respect men? Most of y'all mothers could care less about y'all fathers. They had y'all, and at the end of the day, pushed the father away. Or maybe she just picked a deadbeat who straight up don't want to be there. So you had the unfortunate place to actually be raised by a single mother, so you didn't see a masculine role, and you never understood what it is to have a man to respect. In this world, Men that's on their purpose care more about respect, whether it's from their employees, from their wife, from their children, from their friends, from everyone around them. If you learn to respect men, we'll die for you. If you learn to respect men, we will build for you. If you learn to respect men, you will never have to worry about nothing in this world. Women, the women that do respect men, unfortunately, y'all get called pick-me's. But the good thing about y'all is that most of y'all are already picked. Let's say that to all those pass-me's out there that men just passing by because of these stink attitudes. But anyway, we're going to end this right here. Like, comment, and subscribe. Stay in tune. I'll see y'all on the next one.